It's National Pickle Day and National Guacamole Day. See here. And look. Is this the Rock Energy Drink? I think so. My daughter mentioned that. And I think I found a flavor I enjoy. It's a peach something. Let's see. White peach. And it's 120 milligrams of caffeine per can. It's pretty good. So, in my opinion, Costco has a Kirkland brand of organic guacamole. Very good. That's our go-to. And our go-to tortilla chip is the On the Border brand. The thin, it's a cafe style chip. They sell it at Walmart. Ideally, I would have enjoyed this to drink this whole can. However, I've got this little shot glass. I'm holding off on the caffeine. And Puppy's Pickles. So if you have a pickle enthusiast in your life today, you can shower them with pickles and mention Happy National Pickle Day. Remember when Clausen's pickles were all the rage? I remember let's see, I think in the 80s, early 80s, I remember, like, I don't know why this Claus and Pickle moment stands out in my life, but only that when my husband and I got married, he was such the food enthusiast, and me not so much, simply because typical young female, I was always at the gym and eating healthy during the week. And weekends I would eat crazy food. So when I saw that he would only eat Claus and Pickles, and I'm standing in the refrigerated section with the pickles, and they're, back then they were like $1 something. I'm thinking to myself, he is really extravagant on his food choices, because you can just buy an everyday jar of pickle for way less. And the other item he bought was the Dolores Gutters peanut butter that came with all the oil at the top of the jar. Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to pass out. He just thought it was all that, and I kept thinking it was unhealthy. And bacon, oh my goodness. When he went to the store to get bacon, he never just bought one pack, it was always 2 packs. And I think back then was when I started reading about pork and how there's an enzyme, or parasite or something. When you eat pork, it's hard to eliminate it from your body, but I'll have to research that again, because I might have the information wrong, but it's always stuck in my mind. And when I tried to communicate that to him, he looked at me like I was like, where was I getting all this? And that was kind of like a surprise. No matter how well you think you know your sweetheart that you marry, it's not till you're really living with them that you understand them better, more. And goodness. I remember questioning him, like, you can run, you do all of that training. You eat like this. I'm so happy he stayed married to me. I was so adamant about healthy foods, but I realize what's healthy for one person may not be as healthy for the next person. And I think I've come to realize maybe it's because I have a thyroid issue and foods affect me differently. So I'm not sure, maybe you thyroid people can chime in. Do you feel like everyone around you can eat and drink what they want and feel wonderful? Me, not so much. Like certain foods and drinks I just can't have, or I just feel awful. And the reason I ask that is I have one daughter somewhat kind of like me, and the other daughter somewhat like my husband. She can eat and drink 3 meals a day and feel wonderful. My other daughter and myself, no way. Oh, we would just feel terrible. And my one daughter was like me. We had an event that evening or that weekend. We were already mentally preparing our food so that when we prepared for the event, we would be at our best. Mentally, physically, and just every area of our life, we would be feeling good when we went to the event. And I know you think it probably sounds like too much, but we really had to plan it, or we would eat the wrong food and it would zap our energy and we'd feel terrible. And then my other daughter, not even a thought. She's fine. And that's daughter number 1. And daughter number 2 and I would look at each other. If we'd be ready to go out that night as family to a family party or dinner or something. And her and my husband would always have a snack before we left. And we would, me and daughter number 2, I'd say, how can they do that? But again, I think it's a thyroid issue, so let me know. Let's see what else. Oh, there's another cucumber I think it's kind of tasty. I mean, there's another pickle. Did I say cucumber? There's another pickle but it's in a plastic container, I do believe. A refrigerated plastic container. I've seen my daughter bought it a handful of times. It's like in a see-through white container, but She really enjoys it. I don't know how it compares to Bubby's. Bubby's has a website. If you're a sauerkraut and a relish and a pickle person, PUBBIES.com. The other thing, my husband, I'm on a food search now. Ice cream, I told you about. Growing up as a kid, every single night, my mom gave us chocolate ice cream for dessert. Once in a while, we'd have the Neapolitan. I'm guessing because they were out of chocolate at Thrifty Drugstore. That was our go-to ice cream place. Thrifty Drugstore. And when we got married, he bought mainly chocolate chip and sometimes vanilla in the big 5-pound ice cream buckets. Could not believe that he enjoyed simple ice cream like that, and that chocolate, he wouldn't think of having chocolate ice cream. I couldn't comprehend that. And he could never just have it in a dish of ice cream. He would put a ton of it in a tall cup, and he'd fill it with milk, and he'd mix it up. And eat his chocolate chip shake. I would ask him the dumbest questions. I would want to understand, like, how come you can't just eat the ice cream by itself? Like, put the chocolate chip ice cream in a dish. He would look at me like, what? And he would come back at me, well, why can't I do this? I was such a crazy person, and I'm so happy he stayed married to me. And I would ask, I think you've got the analysis all wrong. I'm asking you because I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can just eat ice cream in a dish by itself. And then he would say something like, well, I guess I do it because I can. And then, it's not that I purposely set out to notice his food habits, But it was such a learning experience. And for us girls, we need to know that, you know, this saying, a man's heart is through his tummy. That's so true. It's beyond true. And I was born and raised in California. He's from Indiana. He didn't come to California till his mid-30s, so I mean, he had probably already had his eating habits. And I'm going to ask you guys this, because this I don't understand. When I'm hungry, and I will grab something I have to eat. And usually I'm grabbing for protein, like a pack of like turkey or chicken or a can of chicken, inhaling it like a crazy woman, right? And so many times my husband would come home and say he's starving, he's famished, yet he would insist on a meal that would take forever. Like he'd want to do a barbecue, tri-tip barbecue, and I'd be cooking the stuff and getting the supper ready in the kitchen, and he'd be starving, waiting on this perfect tri-tip steak. I could not understand that. And he might grab like a cracker or two to hold him over, but he had to have what he had to have. And so again, I'm thinking that it's just how you were born or brought up. And he would even, this was really over the edge for me. We had to have pizza. He brought home pizza. Was starving, right? And there wasn't enough salad stuff for salad. And he had to go to the store to get more lettuce or more something. I said, so you're leaving this hot pizza to go to the store to get salad stuff? And so he did. Okay. I didn't know all this, and he never explained it to me. I just knew I didn't understand something, but I didn't know what I wasn't understanding. He has to eat everything in order, like a bite of pizza, bite of salad, and his drink, bite of salad, pizza, all in order. So in his mind, he's already calculating that I don't have enough salad to last me through my 4 or 5 slices of pizza. I didn't know that. If he would have just told me that outright, it would have been easier to understand. But who knows, knowing me, knowing the young Angela, I would have bludgeoned him with questions. Why did you do that? You know, later in life, like when the kids were gone, and I remember him standing by the refrigerator saying something to the effect that he thinks he does have a food problem. And proud I was, because there was a time when he finally was able to eat pizza without a salad, because I had told him that you can eat it without the salad. And we also had a disagreement of when to come to the table. And again, I think this was because he grew up in Indiana. I grew up in California. But for you to have a good meal, you had to have your meal delivered right to you at the table, right out of the oven, or right off the barbecue, or right away. And I'm guessing, because in Indiana they had such terrible cold weather that you had to eat it right away. I don't know. But, and so we'd all sit down. I especially remember it with the barbecue meat. And so we'd sit down. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. And he'd always want French. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. And it bothered me so much. One time I wanted to have a talk about it early in the day before we had supper, and I wanted to ask if it would be okay. Can he please bring the barbecue meat in and let it rest a while? And same with the French fries. Perhaps we can take the French fries out of the grease and put them in the basket, let the grease drain out a little bit. And I don't remember if I got anywhere with that, but it was just no fun trying to eat French fries and steak right from the barbecue and right from the French fry fryer. And I just say all that to say all this, that I think that's why we're allowed to live a ripe old age, is it gives us a chance to look back, over our years, what we did or didn't do. For me, it was mostly, I don't think it was what I didn't do. It was what I did, what I said, what I thought. And I look at how critical I was. But I was critical of my own self. I had high expectation, high goals for myself, and it spilled over. And my husband had mentioned he liked that about me, to be a young person with big goals in life and discipline and all that. But you guys, that's why I always say I'm so happy my husband stayed married to me, because those things are so unimportant now in the big ball of wax of life. That's why I think it's more important for the girl. It's important for both people. And I can only speak for the husband and wife. Female-born roles, obviously, that's all I know, but it's real important for the girl to really know that that guy really, really loves you. For the real meaning of love, because I keep thinking, how could he stay married to me if he didn't love me? And I even knew when we got married, I knew he loved me way more than I loved him. And I just, when I told him that, I said, I know I love you, but I know you love me more. and I said, I think it's just because you're older than me and you know a deeper love at age 44 than I know at my age. Because I know I couldn't say anything about it because I didn't want him to feel cheated or unloved. And I got so lost when we had kids. And I had 2 different relationships in my life. I guess 3. There's a relationship you have before you get married. Then a relationship you have when you have kids. And now the relationship when you're like the empty nesters. And he never flinched. He was always there when I was grumpy when we were raising kids, and then all of a sudden the things he did that I loved him for, all of a sudden he couldn't do. Because I felt we were trying to be good examples for the kids. And see, other thought that came to me. How he never, ever had a negative look or a negative comment or a negative joke about my weight throughout the years, having kids and then not having kids and then having another kid. Never was he rude or anything. I could feel he loved me always the same, or maybe even more so as the years went on. And honestly, I don't know if I would have had that kind of restraint, because I'm so much more of a critical person. Now, he was critical of himself with his weight and his physical fitness, but he was able to keep his restraints towards his own self. Myself, on the other hand, I realized I was so into my beliefs and disciplines. And then here's my sweetheart who loves me to pieces. How can he not feel the same way? Oh my goodness. So many cliches that come to my mind, like when they say love that is all that really matters. And honestly, it really is. It's really is all that. So if you're a young person, whatever your stage in life is, I think if you keep that tucked in your mind and heart, how important love is, that it really is the only thing that's going to get you through all this stuff. In fact, Dr. Laura Schlesinger, I don't know if you ever listened to her. I listened to her years ago on my commute. She was on the radio, and she talked how love was a commitment, because you're going to have years in there where you don't feel love. Well, all of a sudden you feel like you're not in love anymore with that person. She had all these reasons, and how it was a commitment. And it is that too. But if you don't have the capacity for love in your own self, in your own heart and mind, you can't even uphold a commitment, because you don't have it in you to understand it or believe it, I think. And how did my pickle party turn into advice from Angela, where pickle party turned into like little life lessons. I don't know. That'd be a fun title, Pickle Party. A Peter Piper Pickle Party. Pickle Party and chips on National Pickle and Guacamole Day. I ate every last pickle. Didn't I have 3 big pickles here, and look, chips are gone, and it's just good. So don't forget, you might really enjoy this. They have this peach, they have a berry, and something else. I do believe there's a total of 3 flavors. The berry seemed harsh, and the other one seemed a little harsh. More like a kombucha drink. And again, this is supposed to be an energy drink. Healthy warrior energy drink. But I don't see anything on here where it says from the rock. Oh, there it is. Yeah. He signed his name. His real